guys, it's Alina here, and today I have another first impressions video for you. Today's video is on the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. So before I get started, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you love first impressions videos and you want me to do more of them, because I'd be happy to do that. And let's just go ahead and get started. So the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette is the latest release from this brand as far as their palettes go, their eyeshadow palettes. So just like their most recent ones, this is a 14 eyeshadow palette, but there is one very important thing to note. The previous palettes were $35, and I believe the first one was $30. This one is $42. So it may not seem like a lot, but that's a pretty big price jump from one palette to the next. Most brands try to go a little more subtle, a little more gradual, $1 or $2 at a time. But maybe this palette is just that amazing. So yeah, it is $42, and you can purchase it at Ulta, Sephora, and most likely the Anastasia Beverly Hills website. I will leave links down below to where you can actually pick it up. So just like all the previous palettes, it is a mix of mattes and shimmers. So the box looks like this, and the palette looks like this. I'm sure it looks a little familiar to you guys. This palette has a very similar feel and look to the IT Cosmetics Naturally Pretty palette. It's got that pink like velvety feel. It is a magnetic closure like the previous palettes. You know, it does include a mirror. It does have the double-ended brush that they've been including, which has the fluffy shadow brush on one side and the tapered blending brush on the other side. And then here are all the colors. Like I mentioned, a blend of mattes and shimmers. And they all kind of have this really romantic, like reddish burgundy tone to it. Seems like it's going to be a very different palette from their previous ones. Lots of like berry tones, really nice. So while there are mattes and shimmers, I feel like there are more mattes in this palette. So if you prefer matte shades, this may be a good option for you. Like all the other palettes, they are limited edition, so once they sell out, they're gone. So if you're interested in this palette, be sure to pick it up. So I know you guys are just dying to see the colors, so let's get to swatching. So I'm all swatched up, so let me get closer and show you all these colors. So here are all the colors together. They were all swatched with one swipe of color, and there's no primer on my arm. And what I did is I did the 2 rows separately, so the 2 rows of 7. So here we have the first row. This first color here is called Tempera. It's a velvety beige with an ultra matte finish. The second color is called Golden Ochre, an earthy yellow with an ultra matte finish. The third color is Vermeer, an iridescent shell with a metallic finish. The fourth color is called Buon Fresco. It's an antique lavender with an ultra matte finish. The fifth color is called Antique Bronze, a metallic sable with a satin finish. The sixth color is called Love Letter, a raspberry with an ultra matte finish. And the seventh color is called Cypress Umber, a dark coffee with an ultra matte finish. So once again, this is the first row. Here we have the second row of colors. This first color here is called Raw Sienna. It's a neutral amber with an ultra matte finish. The second color is Burnt Orange. It's a deep orange with an ultra matte finish. The third color is called Primavera. It's a shimmery gold dust. The fourth color is called Red Ochre. It's a sienna with an ultra matte finish. The fifth color is called Venetian Red. It's a crimson with an ultra matte finish. The sixth color is a Warm Taupe. It is an earthy gray with an ultra matte finish. And the last color in this row is called Realgar. It's a brick with an ultra matte finish. Once again, these are all the colors together. I'm actually kind of disappointed because a lot of them weren't nearly as pigmented as they were in the pan. And some of them were so similar, like these colors are so similar that, I mean, how could you create a look when there's 2 colors that are nearly identical? I don't know. Alright, so my final thoughts on this palette are that I'm a little bit disappointed, to be honest. I was really excited when I saw the shades that were included in this palette, because most brands aren't brave enough to do a very like berry colored palette. So I was excited to see it. But I was really disappointed because a lot of the shades, especially the berry colored shades, the ones that you want to be like really awesome, really intense, weren't very pigmented. And I know that I can stack on the color and stuff, but now that we're getting into the $40 range of palettes, you expect a little bit you expect the bar to be a bit higher, you know? For example, the Lorac Pro palettes are $44, so $2 more than this palette, and you get 2 additional shades, and all of the shades are very pigmented. Back when these were $30, $35 palettes, you could kind of justify the fact that, well, you know, not all the shades are going to be amazing, or maybe the layout of the different colors doesn't make sense. The choice of colors maybe didn't make sense, and it was okay because it was only a $30, $35 palette. But now that we're in the $40 range, and probably someday we'll be in the $50 range, I think that every single, well, not every single color, but most of the colors should be like hits. The Raw Sienna and Burnt Orange, practically identical when swatched, so that's kind of a waste. And the Venetian Red and Love Letter, they looked pretty much the same when they were swatched. I don't know, and they weren't really even that pigmented. I'm not saying that I'm going to return this palette. I will keep it, I will work with it and see what I think. These are just my first impressions just from swatching it. So I was really disappointed looking at it. I thought this was going to be my favorite Anastasia Beverly Hills palette because it's so rare to find such a berry colored palette. It's always like, you know, neutral tones or something like that, or, you know, super funky colors. But yeah, I don't know. I also think that had the berry colors been a shimmery shade, they probably would have swatched better, because I find that Anastasia Beverly Hills does shimmers really well. And also it would be more user-friendly because it's really, really hard to work with a berry colored eyeshadow that's matte. Yes, you can do it, but the blending process is so arduous that like most people probably wouldn't do it and probably wouldn't even bother. But when it's a shimmer shade, it gives a little, it makes it easier to blend. Mistakes are easily hidden. I know I'm just rambling at this point. I don't know. I'm on the fence with this palette for sure. So once again, this palette is $42 and it's available at Ulta, Sephora, and probably Anastasia website. I will leave links down below to where you can purchase it. So I want to know your thoughts. Did you love it? Did you get it? Is it on your wish list? Please leave me a comment below because this is definitely a palette I want to talk about with you guys because I just don't even know at this point. So I hope you guys enjoyed this first impressions. Be sure to give it a big thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to subscribe and check out all my other videos. Hope you guys have a good one. See ya.